Hi, it's Snorgle. Welcome back to LiveScream. It's a spoopy live stream simulator. Let's get going. It's your boy, Snorgle, of course. My username? We all know. Snorgle Games. Our fan base? Who do we call our fan base? Guppies. Minions. Guppies. Just guppies. That's fine. He, him. Let's go. Alright, let's see here. Are we live? Can you hear me? Hey, Guppies. It's your boy, Snorgle. That cracks me up every time. Can you imagine me starting a live stream? It's your boy. And every time that cracks me up. Hi, Sugar Dokie. You new to stream? My live scream, if you will, is all about all things spoopy and creepy. And you're in luck. I have an extra special treat for you tonight. Rather than just covering videos and stories online as usual, this time I'll be exploring a haunted house. I heard they're planning to demolish the house soon, so I figured now's the time to take a look. But first, let me give you a bit of introduction. Yeah, explain in great detail. Why not? So, this house is pretty famous around here. It's owned by this big family with like a butt ton of money. The way the story goes is that the family, the Suttons, once had this daughter. Well, they had tons of kids, but the one that's important for the story is their youngest daughter. She grew up, got married, you know the deal, and they bought this house for her and her husband. Well, and all this took place in like the 50s or 60s or something like that. Anyway, 50s or 60s, I did not realize it. Anyway, two of them had a son, and they lived happily as clams in this house. Are clams happy? Until one day the son, who's like 15 at this point, stops showing up at school. No one knows what happened to the son. There was an official investigation, but nothing ever came of it. No body, no evidence. Of course, everyone suspected the parents in this case. Didn't help that they apparently became really reclusive and rarely left the house. Oh, Spoopy Poop said so sus. I guess it could have been like due to trauma or something, but it gets weirder. One day, a couple months later, the parents just disappear. Not in the sense that they left town or ran away, they just disappeared without a trace. Of course, then the Suttons took over the house again. They boarded it up and that was that. Since then, the families refused to sell it or rent it out to anyone. No one's lived there since. Totally sketchy, right? There must be something going on. So without further ado, let's get going. You approach the door, realizing some of your work has been done for you. The boards covering up the front door have been sturdy at this point, but at this point, not so much. They conveniently lie the ground before you, seeming as though time and decay got the best of them. Of course, it's likely someone else has done the same idea as you as well. You gingerly place a hand on the doorknob, feeling a resistance in your turn. Let me just point out here, this is breaking and entering in real life, so don't do it. The creaking door opens surprisingly easily. Huh. I guess if you have ghosts as your security system, you probably don't need to lock your doors. And here I was, hoping I'd have to break in through the window, or get in or something. Doesn't seem like there's too much in the hallway, but let's have a closer look before we venture further in. Okay, let's look around a little bit. We're going to examine, of course. Let's examine the staircase. With a single darting glance, you can tell with your great experience the staircase is most definitely not structurally sound. Fair enough. Try to climb anyway. Ah! You're taken by surprise as the bottommost step crumbles beneath your weight. Doesn't seem like you'll be able to make it up the stairs, unless you can somehow jump across a massive gaping hole. Anyway, you brace yourself, working up to physically fling yourself up the stairs to the best of your ability. Yeet! Your best, unfortunately, is not quite good enough. You land flat on your butt. Ouch. Okay. Damn it. You glance up at the upper level, just visible from your current location. Shame about the stairs. But there's a whole bunch of stuff to look up there. Just out of curiosity, but I guess there's no way around it. Okay. Let's see. We'll check the paintings. Why not? Let's see. We'll do this. There. You taking a sheer amount of rubble in the front door. It would probably take you several hours to move it out of the way. Not exactly a gripping experience for spectators. There are complete YouTube channels completely dedicated to clearing drains. Just saying. Best not to bother, especially when it's already an open door to your right. Okay. Look at the pictures, I guess. So we're like one or two we're pretty even on these. I want to try to get the audience up a little bit more than the fear. So we may not look at the ghosts. We'll look at these. We may not look at the ghosts this time, though. Turn your attention and camera towards the collection of professionally shot portraits in a mix of black and white and faded color. I'm guessing this is the family that lived here? Not to call out anyone, but kind of rude to scratch your son's face out like that. Then a backup, like what is it called? Negatives? Hope they made a copy. Is that how that works? Self. Get out. What was that? Did you hear that? Let's see. Well, we haven't run away yet, so let's try that. Nope. Rather than running out of the house, you dart towards the closest exit from the room. The archway leads further into the house. Clever. Okay, here we go. Okay. You step through the doorway. I guess this is probably the living room? You presume it must have been a place of love and gathering for the family once. Now, just a bunch of rotting furniture covered in dust. Timeless designs, maybe. Timeless construction? Hardly. I don't want any ghosts to jump on me this time, so... Oh, should we check for ghosts or should we yell for ghosts? Let's yell. Any ghosts here? Yep, that should do it. Unsurprisingly, you receive no reply. Well, let's see what these clues find. Examine. Let's examine the bookshelves. You skim through the books on the shelves. This one looks promising. You pull out a photo album and flip it open. Only to find the inside's completely destroyed, disintegrated, and a third adjective that starts with D. Whoa, I didn't know film could melt like that. That thing can normally happen in old-timey photos, or is it a sign of ghost activity? I want to say probably it's a thing that can happen since photos were all chemically. I should probably Google that. Okay, and I was told by somebody who's played this game before, you should check out things more than once because you can get different things. You take a second glance at the books and your gaze lands on something you didn't notice before. Hold up, what's this? You dust off the old tome. It looks almost cartoonishly evil. Whoa. Do you think they were like communing with demons in this house? Maybe they were like holding sacrificial rituals? Is that what happened to the missing son? Holy moly, we've cracked it, lads, ladettes, and friends. Should we open it? I think we probably should. You flip open the book with gusto and are immediately greeted with a great puff of dust. Before you can read a single line, a tingling feeling scurries across your face. Wag! I've been cursed. The humanity. Oh, it's just a spider. A spider? Wag! You immediately slam the book shut. Arachnophobia is no joke. Okay. So that was brand new. We haven't got that before. Let's see. Should we do the diary? We've done the diary before. Let's do Teddy. Our fear is a little high, and I want to get it lower. The teddy bear certainly seems like they've seen better days. You pick it up and examine it, but you can't but feel an odd sensation fall upon you. Sorry, I'm going to make this up, guppies. It feels like someone's trying to pull this teddy bear away from me. Jealous ghosts, maybe? They're not very strong. It just feels like a little kid tugging on my clothes. Let's let go this time. We haven't let go before. We've always clinged on. So let's go ahead and let go. We let go. You immediately drop the bear, and it unceremoniously flops back down the armchair. You're not quite sure what you expected. Okay. Maybe imagination's working too hard. Let's move to the kitchen. Okay, now we know that stench of spoiled food hits you right in the face as you step through the door. Erg. That is foul. Fortunately for you, the people who make cameras haven't developed the smell recording technology yet. Trust me, it's not pretty. Okay, let's examine the fridge. The unique aroma most definitely seems to be emanating from the fridge. Oh man, if you could smell this right now. Open it. Guppies, hope no one's eating while they're watching the stream. You throw open the fridge door, making sure your camera captures every grisly detail. Okay, good. That brought up the audience a little bit. Let's see. You peer closer at the contents, but you're not really able to make them out what anything is. Not only is all the food spoiled, there's mostly a pile of decomposing, unrecognizable mush at this point. Except for one single item that's in the middle of the carnage, untouched by time. Holy, is that a McDonald's burger? You grab it without hesitation, removing it from the wrapper. It's pristine, as if you just ordered it from a drive-thru today. You resist a strong urge to gag as you shut the door on your discovery. Yep, never eating fast food again. Okay, we'll continue to examine. I don't think the counter did anything for us. Let's open the cupboard. A faint rustling sound seems to be coming from within the cupboard. Whoa, do you hear that? You zoom in your camera as you approach the source of the sound. Throw open the cupboard. You throw open the cupboard. Reveal yourself, spirit! Only to find a raccoon snacking on whatever remains of the pantry staples. Oh. Well, let's leave him to that. You back away slowly. It may not be a ghost, but rabies are real and very, very scary. Okay, let's do the postcards now. I think this brought our audience level up. I want to say. Seems like I got a traveler here. Postcards from the closest New York and as far as Tokyo. Dang. Planes existed back then, or did they have to take like a boat? You gingerly remove the postcards from the fridge, flip them over, and read the back. You're able to make out some of the post dates to compile a chronological reading order. They're all from Bonnie, and they're addressed to a Martha. That's right, Martha was the name of the mother who lived here. Greetings from Rio. By now, you must be settling in your wedded bliss. I'm envious. You'd love Buenos Aires if you didn't have your hands full back at home. Have you chosen a name? How about Bobby, after her beard, the baby deer's Aunt Bonnie? Haha. This Bonnie must be Martha's sister. Then, Tokyo is amazing. I picked up a few darling outfits in Ginza, sent photos of Bobby wearing them for the first day of school. New York is just as you dream it. Perhaps you could bring Bobby here sometime. Might be a good destination from the troubles at school. Whew, it's sweltering here in Bombay, but the food is fantastic. 9 is a difficult age, but I'm sure things will get better. Bombay, you're right, that's what Mumbai used to be called, huh? Anyway, that's the last of the readable postcards. Sounds like the parents are having troubles with the son. Okay, now we know that we do it again. We get another thing. Look over the postcards again. Pretty sure I've read all the legible ones, but a second look can't hurt. As you scan over the fridge, you notice the corner of a postcard peeking up underneath the fridge. Sweet. You give it a tug, pull it, tearing it slightly in the process. Let's see what we have here. Mom told me about Bobby. I'm sorry, but I'm begging you, Martha. Please don't. Shh. And of course, there's a big ink smudge right there. Please don't what? Summon demons? Sacrifice babies? Season eggs with condensed milk? Inquiring minds want to know. Can we move? Okay. Let's return to living room. You survey your surroundings and wonder if you've seen enough. Keep looking around. Move. Let's go back to the kitchen. Does this do anything for us? We have tied this and this, and I think I want my audience thing to be a little bit higher than fear. A panic came shot across the island. Look at the utensils and the dinner is still out. It looked like the family up and disappeared. You think they were just about to sit down for a meal without a layer of dust coating for everything on the island. Okay, we're still not getting the basement, which I know you can get. So give me a second. Let me play this a little more, and we'll see what happens. Okay, play through it a couple more times. I think you have to get the audience above the fear level to get down to the basement. So let's go. Basement, sweet. Oh. Whoa. You're not quite sure what to expect when you descend down the stairs, but this? We found the smoking gum, guppies. Guppies. hard to look at anything else other than the pentagram drawn on the floor. It might have been an otherwise normal basement, but that is certainly a strong decor choice. Examine. Summoning circle? Oh, old furniture. Let's look at the old furniture. Like most basements, it was clearly used as a storage area. Baby furniture, kitty toys. It all seems like stuff that was outgrown. After all, the son was about my age at the time of the disappearance. Guess the parents never gave these things away. Let's examine the summoning circle. Finally, it's come to this. The cherry on top of this adventure sundae. Let's try stepping into the circle. You're not sure what to expect as you hop right to the center of the pentagram. I don't know if it's my imagination, but there's like this foreboding aura. It feels very concentrated in this area. Also, there's a ghost right in front of you. You survey your surroundings from your vantage point, noticing the candles surrounding the pentagram remain unlit. A vintage lighter lays on the floor within reach. Light the candles, heck yeah! Well, here goes nothing. With more guts than common sense, you pick up the lighter. I wonder if things still work. I mean, if it was a like you think 1950s, 60s lighters, that'd be like a Zippo. It would be dry at this point, but not for storytelling. After a couple of fruitless attempts, you finally manage to get a flicker of light. Uh-oh! You struggle to get the candles lit. Before you can even step back to admire your work, you feel the same foreboding aura grow stronger into a definitive presence. Whoa, guppies. This is it. Demonic possession. Let's go! You almost even feel weightlessness is upon you. Just a second, before it seemingly dissipates. Wait, was that what just rejected? By a demon? Come on, possess me. I'm a tasty boy. Nothing else? You still feel a bit hurt that you were rejected by a demon. In order to preserve your remaining self-esteem, you decide not to approach the circle again. Huh. Okay, so that's interesting. Why did a demon reject me? I guess we can leave. Let's see if we get a different thing now. You survey your surroundings, wonder if you've seen enough. Let's look around a little bit more. Our audience is almost maxed out. Examine. Our fear is pretty high too, but wait, that's not what I wanted to do. We'll just look at that again. Nothing else you can find. Okay. Leave. Oh, we can't move. We have to leave. Okay. Let's see if this is any. Let's see. I think that's all we're going to get out of this visit. So I expect to see some stuff when we first came into this house, but I gotta say, I definitely wasn't expecting to see a full-blown pentagram in the basement. I think we can safely assume the family was into something dark. And it's very likely that we contributed to their disappearance. Definitely some energy when I stepped within the circle. Could almost make out a shape. I want to say it was humanoid. It didn't look totally human, but was a good facsimile one? That's the impression I got anyway. Honestly, I'm a little disappointed that I didn't get possessed. What a stream that would have made, huh? So what do you think was actually going on there? I'm going to start off by saying it was for sure something supernatural. That's interesting, so that's different. I mean, aside from the incredibly obvious pentagram, probably something they were looking into for a while? Like, what with all those demonology books in the living room and all? There must have been a big catalyst for them to go against their faith like that. Postcards in the kitchen. The postcards meant sorry, as in sorry your son disappeared? Any loving parent would be desperate to get their son back at any means, I assume. You think that last postcard was a warning? Like for them not to mess with spirits? How would the aunt know that? Well, who knows what the rest of that sentence was? Something must have gone terribly wrong with the ritual. That presence within the circle felt so raw and angry. What happened? Who was it? What if they summoned the wrong thing? What if they summoned the wrong thing? Some sort of demonic spirit, a murder spirit. And that's that. Spirit was trapped there, and that's why I felt his presence. But of course, all this is speculation on my part, and maybe some of you disagree. As for definitive truth, what happened to the family? I'm afraid that will remain a mystery. Till next time, it's your boy, Snorgle Games, signing off. Okay, that was a little better. We didn't get I don't think we got the final ending, which is interesting. But pretty good game. I thought it was a pretty good game for sure. Fun. Let's see what we got. We didn't get possessed. That's a bummer. That's a real bummer. But I don't feel like playing this anymore. We're about the half an hour, 20-minute mark. I think that's pretty good. I think we're probably going to end this series here. Anyway, just a nice, silly, spoopy game. It was super fun. Really, really silly and fun. Nice writing. Just a fun little sort of visual novel. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. For something new. See you next time.